I've been looking forward to this one. It's another Elgrand E51, but this time we've got an XL model here. Let's show you the differences. If you're interested in looking at the video I did on the E51 in general, the Highway Star, check out the card description above. I'll put it there right now. Okay, let's get on with it. First thing I'll point out is the difference with the key. This is the XL key. Now apparently this is what all the keys should look like, but I've only ever seen this one, which is the one from my Highway Star, the exact one from my old Highway Star. So this one's keyless entry, keyless start apparently. We'll have fun with that. And there's also another interesting thing. This one has the dual sliding electric doors. That's better. That took a second or two. So let's take a look at the outside. You'll notice here we've got these lovely chrome door handles. The owner doesn't like the chrome so much on this one, and he's made a few changes already. So his next change, I would imagine, would be to spray these black. Next we'll move on to the tailgate, which you'd notice is almost completely debadged. There's no Elgrand logo back there, and there's no Nissan badge. The only badge that's there is this little Nismo 6 one here. Carrying on the theme, there's a Nismo badge on the front grille as well. And this one's been resprayed in black. I much prefer it to the chrome. I thought that was a bit gaudy on the front. So it looks a lot better with the black. Apparently there is more changes to be made to this model. In fact, he's got some Autic wheels. I'm going to put a picture of that up now. These were put on a few days after filming. I'll be honest here and say that the gunmetal grey looks a better colour and stock standard. But with the mods that this owner is going to add, I think it'll look really good when it's done. The nice wheels that he's going to do, I think he's going to do a black insert on them. There's going to be more black done throughout with the door handles and things like that. And I think overall it'll start to take shape as time goes on. We'll hopefully get to look back at it when he's made a few more changes. Most of the mods and additions that this owner has already added are on the interior, and we'll get to those right now. Remember that satellite clock that only reads Japanese time and is unchangeable? Well, he's just stuck another clock in on the top, and it actually seems to fit rather well with the styling. The tan creamish interior is actually okay in this. It's very light and airy, unlike the dark Highway Star. And unfortunately it's still got that plastic wood finish in there, but it's okay. The leather seats themselves are wonderful in the XL. They might be near enough the same seat, but they're retrimmed far better. And you'll notice this one's got an aftermarket stereo unit. That expensive fascia panel has been installed in this one. And it also connects to a roof-mounted DVD system, and you'll also notice that it has the twin sunroof like the Rider E50 that I've done, which was my own one. The steering wheel and shift lever continue the cream theme, and you'll also notice that the XL gets heated front seats too. Sadly none for the middle row on this model. Oh yes, very nice. Well, this is the big difference. Instead of getting a 3-bench row, you get 2 captain swivel chairs instead, and they have these lovely little leg rests and foot pedals right down here at the bottom. I find a very strange button on this seat too. Down here, this lever isn't on the Highway Star, and if you push it, the whole headrest and things goes in and out. So watch, I'll show you now. I'm not sure quite why that is like that. That wood trim is even more prevalent in the XL. They get it around the vents too. The rear seats in the XL are exactly the same as the Highway Star, only full leather instead of half leather, and it makes them a lot more comfortable. Another thing the Highway Star doesn't have is these electrically operated curtains. They have little switches in the front. It's pretty awesome. And now let's move on to the road test. I already mentioned that the cream leather seats are way more comfortable than the half leather, but I just thought I'd mention that again. Right, other interesting points. This one is the 2-wheel drive 3.5 litre, so it's the different engine and drivetrain to what I was driving in the Highway Star. Now, the 3.5 engine definitely feels far superior. It's smoother between the changes, it's got more grunt at the lower end, and it sounds better. And those are big important things if you ask me. Interestingly, the XL seems to have less road noise but slightly more engine noise. It's not a bad thing, it's just fine. Now, the handling is much and such the same as the Highway Star. I don't suppose you really expect anything different, but it does somehow feel smoother. I don't know if there's actually difference in the suspension, but it certainly felt better. Another interesting point with this XL, I found that the steering is so much lighter, so much softer, And I'm not sure if that's just an individual quirk of manufacture or whether it's meant to be like that. But it was kind of nice. Something I forgot to point out in the interior though. There is a speaker right in the center of the dashboard on the XL, and I believe it was introduced to the Highway Star in later models too. It really does improve the sound quality. Now I'll grant you that's just hearsay, but it's very hard to tell in this as I have no proof. Being an aftermarket stereo, it could be that's the reason the audio is better, but apparently it is. I pointed this out in the Highway Star video, but I thought I'd better mention it again. That luggage space with all the seats up is just something that European manufacturers really need to get a grip on. Look how much stuff you can fit in there. This proves the point. To summarize, this essentially means that most of the little gripes I had with the Elgrand E51 have actually been resolved here. The lap belt problem, gone. The ride quality being a little bumpy. The gripes with the stereo system. The clock that only reads Japanese time. The only thing they couldn't solve was the mile per gallon problem, which is worse in this. Now I'll bring up 2 points with regards to that. The first is the owner proudly told me he managed to get 32 mile per gallon once. He's not been able to repeat that feat. The other that might be really helpful is I didn't know whether or not an ECU remap would really help these, but I would imagine it would make some sort of a difference. I would say it's worth exploring. Do I recommend this as a luxury MPV? Yes, I do. I said that about the Highway Star, and I'll say that about the XL because it's better. If you want to see the full review and haven't yet, then I did a full review on the E51 Highway Star. I will leave a link to that in the description. It should come up anyway in the suggested, which you'll be seeing now. And anyway, if you enjoyed what you saw, like and subscribe. There's more stuff coming. I've also got a very interesting secret Elgrand video coming up next, which you should really have a look at too. Till then, look after yourselves.